Texas Tech Red Raiders, welcome into Seeing Scarlet, the Spotlight series. We're going to talk to Texas Tech athletes one-on-one, some coaches too, and they're both from current seasons or from the past. And that's who we got, some OGs of Seeing Scarlet with the Texas Tech Lady Raiders, and that's with Bree Scott and Big Cat, and where they are now, the current state and the future state of collegiate athletics, and where they see the future of the Lady Raider season next season.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great conversation. You're going to love this. Grab some popcorn. They're awesome. They're very candid in this interview. You're going to enjoy it. And we're going to keep doing more interviews like this. This is our bread and butter. This is what we love to do, tell their stories. So please, y'all, do everything that you would do to support anything in life. The more that, if you're not subscribed, please hit subscribe on YouTube. It's free. If you see this on Twitter, if you're on Twitter, on Facebook, please share our stuff. Please like it. This is a grassroots effort. And we're the only people that really cover these teams in this way. And if y'all don't share it, it's not getting shared. People aren't seeing it, right? So that's why we ask that. We try not to hit you over the head with it. But if you don't mind, if you really want to support us, that's how you support us. Follow, like, share. And we'll keep doing great interviews like the one you're about to get to watch with Lady Raider greats Bree Scott and Big Cat. So let's just switch on over to that and let y'all get to the good stuff.
Texas Tech Red Raiders, y'all know what time it is and what a feeling I have inside of my body for multiple reasons. Y'all know. But we're sitting here chilling with Big Cat and Bree Scott, the Texas Tech Lady Raiders that were such a huge part of our early times with Seeing Scarlet. So it's like we're seeing some full circle stories here, and Big Cat and Bree were with the Texas Tech Lady Raiders, absolute hoopers, and they're still hooping to this day. So we're gonna find out more of what are y'all up to, what's the hot gossip, give us all the deets, and yeah, get a little update from our queens. Big Cat, Bree, I wish I could be hugging you right now.
I know.
Welcome back. Dang, I want to just
too long, man.
give you one. But welcome back to Seeing Scarlet. Y'all are just going to be returning annual. We were just
1 year later.
I was about to say, yeah, almost to the date 1 year later, and a lot has happened for both of y'all. So let's get it started. Whoever wants to go first, but tell us what you've been up to in the last year since you left Texas Tech.
Yeah, so for me in the last year, I'm now a high school coach / teacher.
Yeah, you are the future. The future.
We educate, baby.
I've heard rave reviews, Kat. I've heard rave reviews.
Yeah,
about how you're doing there in Lubbock.
Yeah, so I'm at a Lubbock High School now. It's like literally 2 minutes from the Womble and all that stuff. But yeah, so I teach I coach women's basketball and track and field. So I'm an assistant coach for both of those. And then I teach, it's this class called Avid. So basically, I teach kids how to apply to scholarships, how to apply to school.
That's right. Get them right.
Yeah, we do budgeting, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like life skills a little bit, how to take notes, all that kind of stuff. And then I also teach this other class. It's like an online class. Basically, I just make sure the kids are doing their work. So not too hard of a gig. But we had a good season or decent season. I wish we would have had a little bit better. Injuries killed us, kind of like, the Lady Raiders.
Familiar story. Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah. Injuries absolutely murdered us. So early in the season, one of our better players, she went down with the ACL, and literally it was our scrimmage. So she didn't even get, I know it's tough. And she's a junior. So this is kind of, a big time for her recruiting wise to kind of be missing, but she's a heck of a kid, great player. And we have some great talent, especially our junior class. We're really, really good. A lot of these kids, I think, can go play at the next level, whether it's D3, NAI, D2, whatever, it's all about the best fit at the end of the day. Right. And then our track, we had a decent season. Like I said, injuries kind of killed that. And we're in a really tough district. We got Monterey, obviously, Lubbock Cooper. We're about to go into a district with Amarillo High School, Tascosa. So it's going to be tough. But I mean, I think we can definitely, compete, especially, it's all about buy-in and creating a good culture and all that kind of stuff. So
which you know all about, dude.
Look
Like
at this
that's
coach.
you.
Look at this
That's my
coach over
coach.
here.
I know. I learned from the best. I learned.
Hey,
Speaking, I just
that's
see
the
Bree over
truth.
there. Like Bree's just like looking at you, so impressed.
I
Like,
know,
you're
it's so
you're
cute.
proud.
No,
You're
I
so
mean
cool.
it's cool like to be hands on now because I've always experienced it from the player side. So now that I'm on the coach's side, like it's a lot harder than you think it would be. Especially creating a great culture and the little things that people kind of don't think about. It's more than just walking out on the basketball court every single day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then my track team, we had a decent year as well. We have this prodigy. Her name is Reese Pena. She went to state in the 1 mile and 2 mile. So she's going into her junior year, or no, senior year. Yeah, so senior year this year.
How fast can she run a mile?
Oh God, I think her PR is like a 5:50. It's something absurd like
I
that.
think the fastest mile I've ever run in my human life is like I think 8 minutes. Like,
Yeah,
are
no,
y'all
me
anywhere
too.
close to 5 minutes as athletes? Like, Bree, are you running that?
I ran like 6:25.
That's pretty good.
Damn, she
That's pretty
quick.
solid. That's pretty solid.
Okay.
Good.
No, that's just because I had to. That was
See,
not
I
my
don't run.
choice.
Hey, she fast though.
She is quick. We seen it.
Fast.
Don't lie. We seen it.
Hey, we were racing the other day. Who won, man? Hey, I won.
Wheels? Big cat? Big wheels?
I was using like this track form that I learned,
You've learned.
and I had my D's high. Like I was like high stepping. Oh,
You should tell your kids that story. Be like, listen, I know it's hard out there, but I'm always staying ready.
right.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. I know. I learned a lot in track though, like because I never played track. Like my other sport growing up was football. I played basketball and football like my whole life. So track I never did. So I learned a lot in that role as an assistant coach. And then our head coach, Michael Sparks, heck of a coach, great guy. So I learned a lot from that experience. But it was great overall. It's been a heck of a year. I've enjoyed it. So glad.
So proud.
It sounds like all of the foundational things that I could ever want as, like a kid in that age range or as someone who has a kid in that range is like,
absolutely.
I want them learning from Big Cat about budgeting or like all of this.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, one of the messages I got when we said we were going to interview you and if we had any questions was like literally someone just saying like, I don't have a question, but I've just heard that Kat's doing an awesome job at Lubbock High and all the like having a really big impact on the students. So
yes, and that's the main thing. Like I love the kids so damn much. So and it's all about the kids at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
that's right, dude. That's that culture. I love to hear it. Okay, Bree, your turn. What you got?
Mine is nowhere close to as good as what Coach.
Nah, it's all good, baby. It's all good.
She's got that coach speak going. You're still a player. You don't got to worry about it.
With that, I cannot compete.
Prime time, baby.
But no, I just finished my first year playing professionally overseas.
No big deal. Let's go.
It was a different experience, but I mean, I got through it. And I'm just took a little break, started getting back into the workouts and just looking at my options to see where I go next. But
yeah. I mean, so you were in Spain and hooping over there. I feel like we could talk forever about this story, but just to make sure we get through all of these questions that the people want to know, like tell us a little bit about that experience. Your family, it's so fun watching your Instagram stories because when you're with your fam, it's like, oh dang. So I bet being apart from them had been tough. Like, tell us.
So it was just like it was really a different experience, something that I never experienced in my life. Like I've been overseas multiple times, like more than once before this, but living there and going to visit is two totally different things. I was the only American on my team, so that was hard. You grow up and you always take Spanish, but like you do not know that
not the same.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
a little quicker.
It's totally different. So I had a couple of days, Josephine, Felipe, Laura, Mariana. Shout out to y'all my dogs. I love y'all. But yeah, I mean, I just really had to find my core group and stick with them because listen, they do not like when you're doing better than them, getting better stats than them, getting more attention than them, and you came in their country. And, so I had to deal with some things like that, but I was able to get through it. Thank the Lord.
You should have hit him with, "You're too small."
Is all I'm gonna say.
They ain't got nothing on my dog.
It was just.
I was about to say, based on the stats, I saw you were doing that.
Oh, I know. So... Every time I pull it up,
I
25, 30. I'm like,
do they
not
like
right.
winning? Like, what's this about? Okay,
it was just a lot. So
it's tough, yeah.
I was grateful to be there.
I bet you learned a lot too.
I learned so much, not just about the game, but about myself. Like I had to dig deep. I always tell people, God is still working on me, but He ain't done yet. He's still working. So,
period.
Listen.
Yeah.
Careful with it, not too much.
What do you think you learned the most about you?
That I'm stronger than what I thought I was.
Yo. You really did like you did the damn thing. You went overseas and played professional basketball, and I love that right now you're like, I'm taking a rest. I'm like, girl, put your feet up and like take a beat.
Girl, listen, you have to take a break.
Take a beat and focus on you. Yeah, that love for you. So
but I mean, it was cool. It was a great experience. I will be going back overseas. Team undecided right now. Country undecided as well. Yeah. But yes, I will be going back.
Indiana Fever, hit her up.
I was about to say some teams could use you here, but how do we get you in that? How do we get you in that 3x3 league that's starting?
Facts.
I mean, you're a literal champion.
We're talking about a champion.
Oh, the
I forgot I did.
Ice Cube League.
No, there's a Brianna Stewart. And someone else.
USA 3-on-3.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea how.
I think it starts in January.
We'll figure it out.
But
we'll figure it out. You got to take.
We'll be your agent. We'll send in a resume.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool. Well, good to hear that y'all are not only like still doing really cool stuff, but y'all are with each other right now. And it sounds like we're doing some camp work with the leader program and all that good stuff. But I want to know something, and I don't think I asked in the first interview because I was, just getting to know y'all. But have y'all always been like tight? Like y'all always just seem to have really cool chemistry and a really cool friend. Like, where did that start? Have y'all just been like that since the jump, or like tell me the origin story of Big Cat and Bree?
I think it just happened like that. We respected each other because we had played each other. Y'all know the story about
the blame recognizing game.
Yeah, so like when coach was like saying that she was gonna be running, I was like, oh, me and her gonna get along just fine because she want the smoke and I want the smoke too, and that's gonna be a problem for whoever we
No, and one of the first conversations I had with Coach Gerlich when I was like, figuring out if I was gonna come here or not was I was like, oh, y'all got I called her Brie Amber. She don't like that. But I said,
you gave her the government.
I gave her the government. But I said, you got Brie Amber Scott on your team, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, she a dog. Like, I was immediately happy to know because I had followed the prior, but obviously she was hurt for the majority of that season. So I was excited to play with her. And then it just kind of like we came and it was just like off rip.
It was just instantly.
Yeah. And I think it also has to go with like our personality types. Like, I'm the type, like for all my teammates, I'm a ride for them. And she's obviously has the chillest, cool personality, great teammate, all the things, right? So I think it just clicked.
Cool. You can just tell. So I was like, when did you start? Because this was a really good time for the team. So thank you for being mad competitors. I feel like that's what we're seeing so much with the professional game now. And, you talked about Indiana Fever. It's hard to talk about basketball without what's going on in the W. But like that competition, Shelby and I talked about it so much of seeing that on the court with y'all and knowing that it's just respect of another player. And
absolutely.
And it's just, it's so good for the game. It's so cool.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Do y'all actually want to speak on that more? Cause like we try to, and now it's in the mainstream media and people are talking about it, but it's sports, like the competitive atmosphere.
Yes.
I don't get why people don't understand why women athletes are the same as what they see on the
Yes,
outside. Like,
yeah.
you're gonna
Gender
talk
doesn't
shit, you're gonna do
matter.
things. It doesn't mean they hate
Absolutely.
each other.
Yes.
Y'all have been there. Please speak it because they can hear it from us. but
True,
it's
true,
different
true,
from
true,
y'all.
true.
Yes, the gender does not matter.
No.
It's a sport. It don't matter who's playing it. It's competitive.
True.
If she want to talk shit, I'm gonna talk shit.
Mhm.
It doesn't
Your-
matter.
Your
But
shit talking better be better though. You know.
you
Yeah,
can't
obviously.
be a person that's out here talking,
Mm.
and then when somebody come and talk you back,
Yeah.
you want to go and hide and duck your head. You can't do that. You got to pick. Do you want to be over here with the shit talkers, or you don't want to be a shit talker? But if you don't, it's not like they're gonna bully you.
That's
If you
true.
don't say a word to them, they won't say nothing to you.
Mm. Mm.
Because
Yeah.
I'm the type of person to where, like, in the game, I don't really talk a lot
Mhm.
unless
Someone does it
somebody
to you.
talk to
Yeah.
me.
Ah, you gotta
Like,
be invited.
I don't do the talking.
Mm-mm.
Like, if you talk to me, I'll let you talk. I'm killing you. So now you want to talk even more.
Yeah.
So now I'm finna really talk to you. I'm really gonna be on that. So you just, pick your battles.
That's true.
And I think that's like a lot of people who probably have watched me play throughout my career. Like a lot of people know, people might call it as a hothead
Mm.
or whatever it might be, because I'll get teed up. I've been ejected. I've
Mhm.
done all the things, right?
Oh, we love it.
But it's more so like my ejections have always come from sticking up for my teammates.
That part.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like she said, the reason I got the name Big Cat was because I won't take shit from nobody ever. Like, if you want to start this, we're going to battle on the court. It's going to get heated. We might push and shove, but it's at the end of the day, I still, respect my opponent. I respect the game. And like you said, it's just being competitive at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have
That's
a
hype.
problem with it, honestly, if it wasn't happening. Like, those are the
For
teams that
sure.
those are the teams that I dislike. I'm like, if I don't see someone doing that, then I'm like, what is wrong? Like,
Yeah,
we need to
and-
fix that. So
Absolutely. And I think like that thing with Caitlin Clark whenever she got, clocked, like there has to be someone on the team who's going to be like, no, that ain't going to happen to my superstar.
I agree with that.
Like just a tone setter and, like
Tone setter. Yeah.
Yeah, that
all
was-
those kind of
Yes.
things, right?
Yes, but I also feel like at some point Caitlin's gonna have to bounce up when she get knocked down like that, and
Mhm.
bounce up and book right back up to them.
Yeah,
I
Stick
feel
it
like
for
you're
yourself.
gonna have to do that for yourself at least one time.
for
yeah,
sure.
I think
Like,
she kind of did that in the game before to somebody, but it wasn't like that. That one shook her,
Yeah,
and
like,
then
I feel like-
she didn't get up.
Yeah, like you have to stand on it. Like you
Yeah.
have to, like, or they're gonna do that. And but
Mhm.
She's
the
a
only thing
rookie
that's wrong
part of
with the
that.
women's basketball world right now is that with the whole Caitlin Clark situation, is they're trying to make it seem like she's just being attacked and this and this and that. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that some players are not jealous, because I feel like there is some jealousy that plays a part.
Yeah.
But I also feel like she's not being attacked the way that they're trying to make it seem like.
Yes.
Because fast forward to what happened on the other end before the play, where she got knocked down.
Mhm.
You
They were
running your
talking.
mouth and
Yeah.
you elbowed her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just show the whole side of it. Don't just make it
Facts.
seem like they just attacking her, because that's not the case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
love-
I agree 100%. Someone
Yeah,
actually, someone actually, I don't know if you saw it, tagged you or shouted you out, Big Cat, and said the Fever needed a big cat in that moment on the
No,
team.
for real.
Oh, yeah.
So it's funny
Karen.
that they brought you up, and I was like, they did, but I agree with Bree. Like, it goes both ways. Like, she asked for
Yes.
that, and she got it back. It should have been a flagrant, but her teammates should have
Yeah.
also stepped up for her. It's
I
like
agree.
it happens. It's a circle, and there's
I
I
parts of the
haven't seen her
circle that
teammates
missed.
step up not one time.
Yeah, I
for
don't know what that's
nothing.
about. So
For nothing. And there's no way, first of all, there's no way I would be able to play with people that, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, like you look up, where the hell my team
Come
at?
on, man. Like, what?
No,
would
but
be
Julia
that would be
definitely
demoralizing.
blows it up
Yeah,
way
they
out of
do.
proportion.
They do. Way out of proportion.
Hey, ain't that a change though, right? Like we
Yeah, they're
women's sports
talking
used
about
to
it.
be-
Hey,
At
at
least-
least you're right. At least
I was
We used
talking
to-
about that with some people the other
true.
day. It's like, damn, I've always wanted women's basketball to be getting this much
I
airtime. But
don't
can we
know.
like talk
Like-
about the basketball? Like, can we like
Yeah.
get past this discourse and be
Yeah,
like,
I know.
it just shown how many people are just that ignorant to like that women's sports are just competitors. It shocks me every
Yes.
time that people
For sure.
that especially people that work in sports
Yeah.
didn't
Well,
think
because
that
they
this
want-
was happening. It's just wild
Yeah.
to me.
They want you to be ladylike and all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
kind of speaking about being scrappy, I think is the theme that I've been hearing in some way. We got a question for y'all, and I love this question, so I'm glad I'm asking it right now. Wiley Maupin, which, hey, we love that last name. If if Big Cat and Bree were in a cage fight, who would win? And you know what, y'all? I've been thinking of this question for like 24 hours.
So he's got
I
a whole
don't
breakdown.
know.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Listen.
Don't say it, Bree. Don't you quit on me.
Show some fight, Bree. What we just talk about? Have some faith. Would you at least get one punch in, Bree? Just one punch?
Sure, we would definitely scrap, bruh.
Like,
but the thing is, we probably like my personality.
We could.
I would just dap bro. Like, let's hang out, bro.
I don't think I could fight here.
No.
I swear. That's why it's so funny.
That
y'all.
exactly. Like,
it's fair.
I couldn't do it.
No,
I
like
couldn't do it.
it was. Literally,
I think
hey,
that
let's go to Logie's.
settle this. Let's settle this in the bowling alley, kind of thing.
Right?
Yeah.
No, like I couldn't do it. It would be too funny. Like just because me and Kat, y'all, like we did too much stuff together. Like
yeah,
like
we would just.
I love it.
We would just laugh. We couldn't do it. Like, bro, let's go get a drink. What are we doing?
Or maybe y'all would do like a WWE, like totally act it out and just be like,
we would
dramatics.
We would fight.
All right, cool. I'll take that answer. That was not one of my theories, but that's definitely my favorite one.
Y'all thought we would fight it out?
Who do y'all think would have won?
Dude.
I think I'd probably go Big Cat, but I think you would scrap out there. I don't know. Your quickness in a cage fight, you gotta move around. That might get maybe you could wear her out. You could just run around until she got tired, and then
we in like the ring or something.
What type of cage?
Whatever cage.
I'm not a big cage. I'm not a big cage fighting fan. I don't know the logistics.
Because, like,
I ain't a fighter, yo.
I don't really know.
Never claimed to be. Yeah.
Let me just not even put that out there.
Unless you get me mad.
That's the truth. Okay. Okay, but like, I don't play about my face.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
hey, keep that money maker. You know, gotta keep it in.
It's like.
I seen Bree in the motherfucking weight room, man. She be pumping.
That's what I mean,
strong as hell.
I feel sorry for you because I can't let you my face.
Can't touch
yeah,
this.
we'd have to like wear the helmets or something. Maybe like more like a game of capture the flag. Who's winning that?
Capture the flag. Cat is going to win. Capture the flag.
Yeah, she beat you.
Hey, I would flank on her. I go around
because right. I don't want to do no outside activities. I do not want to be in the sun.
That's true.
I love you, Bree.
I love you, Bree.
Not for me.
You know you, and you're gonna do you. And
yes, Cat is going to win.
Yeah. I don't even know any indoor sports. Dodgeball. Who would win in dodgeball?
Ooh.
I don't know.
That'd be a good one.
He's gonna be like, I don't like.
He's gonna cover the face.
Hey, we'll go to the gym this week and film it. See you win.
Okay. Yes.
Don't let us down. Everybody heard that.
I can't wait.
We got a race for the pod. We got a race for the podcast, yo.
So yeah, let's backtrack a little bit into y'all's time at Texas Tech, and we of course interviewed y'all back when that was a little bit fresh. Mm-hmm. Now being away from Texas Tech, what are some things that you have learned or like you learned during your experience playing basketball for the Lady Raiders and now, and maybe like seeing some comparisons in how you are playing professional basketball or when you're coaching? What are some skills that you learned at Tech that you apply to now?
I think a lot of things, sports teaches so many like life lessons, throughout the years. So I give a lot of like who I am, my character and all those things to playing sports, being a great teammate, working well with others, sacrificing for the team, all those things, time management, how to get along with all sorts of different personalities. It teaches you so many life lessons. And that's why I recommend sports for every single kid out there, because I think it does teach so much to kids and everything. And then obviously in the coaching aspect, I try to model a lot of how I coach after, coaches I've had in previous years. Obviously, Coach Gerlich is probably the biggest one, but, as well as my high school coach, he did so much for me, because I don't know if a lot of people know this. I was never going to even play college basketball. Like, I was done with basketball. And, when you're a high school kid, you're a dumb kid, right? And trust me, I was one of the dumbest probably out there.
No, you weren't. No.
But, like Coach Gerlich, she believed in me. And my high school coach, she's like, Kat, you can play at this level, just stick it out, play basketball. It's going to, like, you're not going to regret it. You're going to have so many life experiences, meet so many different people. And, I thank him, Coach Belcher, so much for that, because if I would, like, basketball has given me a family, like all the little things. Like, one of my old teammates, she just got married this past October, and all 4 bridesmaids in that wedding were teammates. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even when you looked around at her wedding, it was coaches she's had, all the things, right? So it gives you a family. And like I said, in the coaching aspect, I try to, give the kids what coaches have given me, whether it's screw the basketball, it's more of the life lessons and the relationship building aspect of things.
For me, I think the biggest thing that I took would probably just be the discipline. Just because, like, over there, I really didn't have anyone to, like, tell me where to be.
Tell you anything, yeah.
Tell me a lot of things. So I think the biggest takeaway for me would probably just be the discipline. And that's just from a day-to-day, everyday type of situation.
Yeah, that discipline, I think, allows you to be free in other areas of your life, but it is so tough to learn. And Bree, you got, like, thrown into it, like,
right, straight into the
figure it all out.
Figure it all out, country, man. I couldn't have.
Thanks. Yeah.
It was.
Did y'all get a chance, or I'm sure y'all watched, but this obviously was a tough season to end it, but y'all have been in, basketball situations where those injuries happen and that all that stuff's going on. Like, kind of what were your thoughts on this season and from a player perspective on how hard that is to, like, keep going to work every day and getting better when it just seems like everything's going against you, like it was for them to end that this past season?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Honestly, for me, it was a little frustrating just because, like,
I get it. Yeah.
We played through, like, injuries, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so, like, just certain things I just wasn't okay with. That was, you know what I'm saying? But, like, overall, for what they had, that's what I didn't expect more for what they had out there when the injuries and all that occurred. Like, at that point, like, that kills your team. It kills the staff. It kills everyone. It's injury after injury. It's like, we was on the uphill. Now we just keep going down. You get a little momentum. You think you get over that hump, and it's like something else. So, from the looking outside in on that part of it, it's really tough. It does kill everything.
Yeah.
But, I was happy that they did get a win in the Big 12 tournament. We didn't even do that.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they did still do things well for what they had, but it was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
No, and I think, obviously NIL, the transfer portal, a lot of that has changed sports in many different ways, right?
Yeah, totally.
Like Bree said, we did have to play through many injuries. I remember there were many days I woke up and I thought, I don't think I could do this, especially in your 5th year. We were old, so,
right, in terms of,
but,
scale. But
it's tough. It's tough. So, but we tried to fight through that and all that. And like she said, whenever you have injury after injury after injury, it kills the vibe. It kills the mojo and the momentum of, what you might have had. Because obviously didn't they go undefeated in non-conference? Or no, they did pretty well.
They were undefeated until Maui, and then they lost.
Yeah, that's right. So, they had a great non-conference. And, the Big 12's tough. It's a tough ass league. So, I just think it was once injuries occur and then you start losing games, and maybe games that you shouldn't be losing, specifically the new teams in the Big 12, right? You think you can get those wins, and then whenever injuries occurred or you're not getting those wins, and then you're on a whatever game losing streak, it is very, very tough to get out of that, especially when you look down the bench and
They're young.
yeah, they're young at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
they had two sophomores, like Bailey Maupin and Jazzy, who were kind of leading that team, and they were sophomores. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of pressure to put on sophomores. But I think with this new team, it's going to be kind of a fresh start. You know, I think we got key pieces in the places we kind of needed to, and it'll definitely kind of help us for this next year, especially with the Big 12 rearranging and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I believe in Krista Gerlich and her vision for the program, and she's going to get it done.
That's what's
Appreciate
up.
that. I have like 2 questions, follow-up questions to that, because I always like to hear from y'all directly. But when y'all were coming up through basketball in college, you're talking about Jazzy and Bailey, poor things. Like, so much was put on them. I mean, not even just them, the other sophomores. It was like at one point we were starting 4 sophomores and a freshman, I think, in some games. Like, it was crazy. But when y'all think about y'all's college career, when did that like sense of urgency, that like leadership, that oh, this is my team, like set in? Because I think that was kind of what was missing from the outside looking in last year. It was like they were trying to lead the team, but this is all new to them. But like, when does that click that they're like, hey, this is, I don't know, what the like go out and take it kind of mentality? Did y'all always have that, or was there a moment in college where y'all got that?
So mine is kind of different, because when I went to Mississippi State, I was a role player, like. Yeah. But I also was on a runner-up national championship team, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was a role player, like, so it was different. But like all my life, I've always been that player on every other team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, it's really, I don't care like what your role is. You've always been good at whatever it is they're asking you to do specifically.
That's why you're there.
So go out there and do what you've always been good at. Don't try and go do something that you're not.
Play your role.
Play your role, you know? So I just feel like that starts now. Figuring it out.
Totally.
And just know what you're good at and be confident in it and work on it. And the things that you're not good at or confident in, work on those things too, but always be good at what you're good at. You can't not be good at what you do good.
I love that.
Yeah, and I think for me, I've always kind of had that urgency, because like that's kind of how I got recruited, you know, especially at a Power 5 level. I might not have the Power 5 talent, or I might not shoot the ball or do all the things like, you know, some of these players out here. But one thing that I had more than a lot of people was just heart alone.
Yeah.
So that's why I tried to approach every game like, oh, this is my last. Okay. Like, I'm going to give it all, especially for my teammates, for the team, everything. Right. But I think you almost get that senior urgency. Like, I think I've always had that, but like my senior year of high school, we went and won state. My senior year at UTA, we won our conference tournament, made March Madness, all the things, right? So there is such thing as like having senior urgency and that senior leadership. And obviously this last year they had Big Jazz, who was a senior, and I think Riley. So a couple of seniors there, but even Riley, she still, I think, technically had another year.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just they did miss a little bit of that senior urgency. I think that the year prior we kind of had with, you know, me and Bree and Tatum and Ella and Bryn, obviously.
Like, we were the ones pushing them, like, that. Come on.
Yeah.
And they only had us for a year. They didn't have that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, but now I feel like they do understand that we are that. You know?
Yes.
So like, maybe they didn't know that for sure last year, but there's no question about it this year. You know what I'm saying?
What's up. Yeah.
I'm expecting better leadership from Bailey and Jazz.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there. I'm expecting much better leadership from them this year.
Yeah.
Let them know, alum.
And like Bree said, it's all about, like, I truly believe you can beat any team on any given night
Yes.
if you prepare, given a good game plan, and screw the game plan. Do your role, right? Like she said, don't try to do anything that like, I'm not going to go out and shoot 15
Half court.
shots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my role. So never try to do too much. If your role on the team is to set good screens and to run the floor, do that as best as you can.
Yes.
And I think if
Yes.
this team can do that, I mean, it's a lot of new pieces, but if they can do that, they'll be just fine.
Yeah. It's one thing I loved when you talk about the roles that y'all played, because that was so beautiful about the game when y'all were in. Is Bree Scott is the one that's putting those stats in the box score, but Big Cat, your
Yes,
box score is
it's
totally
all the little things.
she's on the
Yeah.
court like more than she is on her feet because she's
Yeah.
hustling getting that ball. So it's orchestrated so perfectly with y'all, and I love that y'all are friends too. It's just like, hey, play your role and you can get a best friend out of it.
Be friends. Have
Look at
fun. That's
this.
the other thing. Like,
I
have
agree.
fun. Like,
Have fun with it.
because when you're done, you're done.
Yeah.
Have fun.
And I think that does go with it because, like, there's a lot of teams out here and they're not really friends with each other.
Yeah.
Where my whole college experience, even high school, I may not be best friends with everybody, but if any of them called me today, I'd be like, yeah, let's go kick it. Like, there's no, like, you have to like the people you come to work with every single day, and like I said, you don't have to be the best of friends, but off court chemistry and just the camaraderie does matter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, y'all have
I
had a
love that.
chance to somewhat be around some of the new players because you've been at camp, and you mentioned that you think they got some pieces. I mean, when we've talked about the ones that have come in, we've mentioned y'all's name about some of them. Like, Danae Fritz reminds us a little bit of you, Big Cat. We have all these different players. They have y'all's energy and y'all's leadership about them, and how much more about like how much they want to win, the way they talk. We'll see if that goes out. Is that the vibe y'all have gotten in the small interactions y'all have had? Do y'all feel like maybe they've made some strides towards that in addition to just Bailey and Jazzy being older?
Yeah, I think so for sure. And I think with some of the new players, like, they have won, you know what I'm saying? And that matters, like Danae, she won at Iowa State. She won at Baylor, obviously. Jalen Bristow, she won at Iowa State last year. So some of those players, is it Bladlock?
Yeah, Adley
Bladlock. I think I'm saying that right. She came from Oregon State. Historically, they've obviously had a great program. And I think she's a great player. We played them this year, Oregon State. So, and obviously Maya, that's a big, great size post player that I think you have to have someone that size at this level. And obviously graduating Big Jazz, we kind of were missing in that spot. So we were able to get her. So she played actually with an old teammate of mine. So I'm really excited to kind of see her, what she has to bring to the team and all that. So these players have won. So I think that alone will kind of help the program.
Cool. Love to hear it.
Okay, we'll let you off the hook talking about next year's team. Now we'll get back. I appreciate y'all being so candid. I didn't know people ask those things. We want to know.
I got you.
Well, you kind of mentioned some of these, but for each of y'all, separate questions, but the same kind of thing. Bree, what was like your welcome to like pro basketball overseas moment? Was that the language barrier? Was it all the things you talk about? But what was it?
I fractured the right side of my tailbone.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes, y'all. Like, I had on a padded spandex and everything. I had to sit on a donut. I was out for a month. I fractured the right side of my tailbone. I fell straight on my
Oh no.
That's
so
terrible.
that was like welcome to pro basketball, but I got my lick back.
How'd that play? Like, you was going up or something?
Yeah, fell straight on my booty.
Oh dang! The booty didn't save you though.
It did.
Dang.
It did. I guess
terrible.
Okay.
But yeah, that was like it was a foul. They foul like crazy.
Yeah, the physicality seems supposed. I mean, obviously in the W, but overseas it's just even more.
Yes, and I lost so much weight while I was over there, so I like, oof.
Damn.
Yeah, you lost the booty, girl. Like,
Yeah, I cannot
The
believe
pad.
oh,
it.
that was early on, I guess.
That's
So
fair. On your end, Kat, you talked about coaching. Like, what was your welcome to? Oh, this is coaching. This is different than playing. Like your welcome to coaching moment.
My welcome to coaching moment was probably having to teach kids how, like, the very, very, very basics of basketball.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
what the difference between basketball shoes and regular shoes are.
Hey, important
okay.
You know,
lessons, Kat.
equipment. Like, they don't really know, like,
terminology.
yeah, it's like kids were like, well, what are track spikes? And I'm like, oh no, terminology. Hey, go to the baseline. What's the baseline? And it's like teaching the bare minimum and then building it up. So that was kind of mine. Like, I can't sit there and say, hey, go ice this screen. You know, they would have no idea.
Gotcha.
No
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, they're
That's a
not
good
there
point.
yet.
Yeah.
Not
They need a good teacher, so I'm glad
Absolutely.
Cat
Absolutely.
got them.
Big Cat got him. The patience, I know
Yeah.
that you're
And it's
practicing.
not, yeah, it's not so much the older girls, but like you have to work
Yeah.
obviously with freshmen.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
JV
Every year,
stuff.
same
So
thing. Yeah.
building a program in that aspect, and it's not just your varsity, you have to worry about these other teams as well, and then you can go even further into your middle schools, you know. So
Mhm. Yeah. Well, based off of what you are seeing, like with high school, I mean, and both y'all's involvement with the Lady Raider program, even still with like camp and being around and pro, like y'all have so many different perspectives of the game of basketball. And so when you think about the whirlwind that has been the past year, I don't know, it feels like we've just been in this tornado of women's sports and just the growth of sports in general. Where do y'all see I don't even, you can't answer this, but like, where do you see collegiate sports, or where do you hope you see collegiate sports going in the next like near-ish future? Or what are some things that
that's
you're
a great
curious about seeing
question.
it unfold? The options are endless with this question, but I am so curious to know.
I feel like because the money is becoming such a huge thing, it's no
Ugh,
longer going to be a collegiate thing. It's going to have to be something else. You know,
yeah,
it won't be because
amateur,
we
yeah,
don't need that
Absolutely.
anymore. And I'm not
It
against
takes the
NIL
student
in
out
no
of it.
way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
love it for the student athletes because I was a student
For
athlete. I
sure.
did NIL,
Yeah.
but it's just not collegiate anymore. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Your status is no longer there.
Mhm.
Like once you did that, it was over with. And so, like,
Mm.
what is the name of it? Because there's a like, what do you call it now? Like, because it's
Right?
not a student athlete,
No.
Employee, yeah, like
Yeah.
you're an
We don't.
employee. You know what I'm saying?
I think
So,
that's where it's headed. I think their student athletes are going to be students, but they're going to also be
yeah.
like
Student employee
It's a
athletes.
job. It's a
It's
job.
something that's
Employees
going
of
to
the
have to
university.
change, and all of the rules or stuff are going to have to change. And I know for sure it's going to have to change because that lawsuit that's coming out, like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like which one almost at this
The
point.
Yeah.
the revenue
Yeah,
sharing and all
you know what I'm
that.
saying?
So revenue sharing's a new
So
thing.
like,
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
there's a lot that people are reading when it comes to it.
Mm.
They're seeing these things and they're just like, oh yeah, okay, more money for us, like money. Like, no, y'all need to sit there and read. Like, things are different. Like, it's going to start changing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad.
Yeah.
Right?
What if the university don't got the money?
Mm-hmm.
What if the community is not behind certain programs like they are the other programs? Like, so what do you do?
With that inconsistency, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the NCAA like is already giving us this amount of money for this now. So like their hands is going to be out of it after they do what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, where does your other money come from to try to make a push to get more for whoever you want more for? So it's just a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously, like NIL has just changed the game, and
Has it changed a lot from even when y'all were
Yes.
here?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
More money is involved. Way
Okay.
more money.
Way more money is involved.
All right, keep going.
But,
Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, like shout out Matador Club.
Okay.
I benefited from it, and I love the NIL, the idea behind it.
Yeah.
But I think it does screw a lot of things up because there's not much like rules behind it.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
Now I'm glad I'm not the person in charge, like having to
Okay.
deal with that, because
For
I
real.
I don't even know where you start
Yeah, and it
making
changes
rules. I don't know how
constantly.
you fix this. I mean, are the power? I think it's now power four. There's not even a power five anymore. So the
Yeah.
power four, like, are they
Mhm.
just going to create their own league almost? Because I know for damn sure at UTA and like these mid majors, they're not making money like at the power five level, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like I didn't get any NIL or anything at UTA. Granted, it was in its first year and it was
Sure.
new. Um, but it's like, does the power four? It's gone to four, right?
Yeah.
I think it's
The
gone
Pac
to four.
the Pac-12's gone, so yeah.
Okay, so yeah, power four.
Yeah.
They're like, are they just kind of gonna create their own thing? I don't know.
I
So
know,
It's gonna be
yeah.
it's
interesting
interesting to
what
see.
happens. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be extremely interesting to see what happens.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's been a wild ride. I think once the money started getting involved in kind of what we were talking about
Yes.
earlier of like, damn, like women's sports,
Yeah.
yay, everybody's talking, but it's like, oh,
Yeah.
more money, more problems. Like that is
Yeah,
a
it's a
real
true
thing.
piece of advice.
And
and
then
so,
like on the that's like the administrative side. I know it
Mm.
screwed up things on the player side
Oh,
because it's like,
it would
Spill,
have.
yeah.
okay, I'm giving this kid whatever amount of money, and then it's like
How do you pass
they're
that
not
up?
living up to what they're
Yeah,
just
like-
satisfied with their money. I'm not going to work for that shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, where me, I'm like, all right, I'm so thankful and blessed I got this 25K. Let me go out and bust my ass for these people now.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, we didn't make an NCAA tournament by any means,
Yo, the impact was
but
there. Yeah.
we
Yeah.
tried to do a little bit of, NIT is a stepping stone for
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Dude,
So it was
yes.
just like my mentality was, let me try to make it worth their while to give me this.
Investment, yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff about that is just like, I'm up here doing what I'm doing, and you getting paid the same amount as me.
Yeah,
Mm.
So like,
it can create
at
those
least
types of
be,
issues.
Yeah.
at least
That's
do
tough.
something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Do something.
that's a good point too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
So,
it probably
NIL
changes.
different.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
I was just gonna say it probably changes the way that they have to recruit even
Oh,
more. I would think
absolutely.
you're a coach now on the high school level, but you have to really go after competitors now that they deserve the money that they deserve. It's a market now. Let's be honest. They all
Yes.
have their
Well,
value, and it's different by
Yes.
player, like
Yeah.
Bree said. I think it's different
Exactly.
now at Tech as
It
well,
should
but
be.
it should be. That's the world we're in, and that's all. I'm good with that. But
Like,
you have to
there's
care
no
about the
damn-
competitive side of it for sure.
Yeah, there's no reason I should be making the same amount as Bree.
No,
You know what
we're
I'm
not
saying?
gonna- We're not gonna use
No,
you.
but I'm just saying, no, like, let's be honest. Like, these kids come out of high school and they're like, I want 200,000. I want 50,000. I want 100,000.
Getting it.
And I'm like, you haven't even proved. Now, if you're Aaliyah Chavez, yeah, I'm throwing everything at her. Absolutely. She's a heck of a
Respect.
player.
Who isn't?
Number
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
player in the nation, though. These other players who are coming out of high school, they think they deserve this money. And I'm like,
What have you
why?
done?
What have
Why
you
do you
done? Yeah.
deserve this? Prove yourself, and then the money will come.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
It's
almost like what's your resume? You're applying for this
Yes.
job, and like, is it
Absolutely.
the return on that investment? But
For
yeah,
sure.
I like that you brought that up in that way, Kat, because it's such a crazy topic. But when you do get to see, players like y'all come into this program and make an impact, don't give me any of that bullshit again of like, we didn't do, y'all did so much for this program that really the momentum of it is, I think, why it's so exciting to talk about the team now with y'all. It's like, shit, yeah, this is what
Yes.
y'all did. Like, y'all helped
For
this
sure.
movement. And
Yeah. I mean, that's why
seeing that
last year
return
was
on investment,
That's why last
like,
year was so disappointing. It's because y'all put it
Yeah.
like up on a pedestal. Like it wouldn't have
Yes.
been a disappointing season if y'all didn't do what you did. So you made
Yes.
an impact. Let's
For
not
sure.
forget.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's kind of where we were like bummed out about the year, because we were like, we tried to set them up.
Yeah, alley-oop.
And then
Yeah.
injuries and things happen, right? So
Yeah.
Things you can't expect.
We
Another
get it.
question, if y'all can not talk about this if you don't want to, but we get a lot of questions right now going on. Texas Tech Twitter is ablaze right now about the support of
God.
women's sports at Texas Tech, but that is not just a Texas Tech thing. That's an everywhere thing. But as women athletes, you were at Texas Tech in other ways, how do you think there can be more support? Like, what does that actually mean when people say that? Like, y'all have been there. Like, what would that mean to y'all to be like, this is what we actually need when it comes to support?
So honestly, it's hard for me because I've seen it, like I've walked right into the support already being there, and then I've came here to where I'm trying to help build the support.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just really, honestly, the thing I hear most about is just like being involved and like wanting to be involved with the people who support you. That matters. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the money is getting in the way. You know what I'm saying? Those things are outweighing what our game is truly about in some places, not
I
everywhere.
absolutely agree.
And so I just feel like as players, as the athlete, like you have to engage with the people that are, you know what I'm saying, supporting you. When I was at Mississippi State, after every game, if we won, if we lost, you going straight to the locker room. If we won, which we was winning a lot.
Yeah, damn right.
We're out there with the fans in the stands, signing autographs
dude.
until we're done. You know what I'm saying? Coach Schaefer out there doing the same thing. Coach Gurley does it to where the fans and stuff can come on the court. But I just feel like we have to do more with going out into the community, letting them know, like, okay, we see that y'all are starting to come and support us more. Like, the women have to do more because people don't expect us to just.
We're not going to pull a crowd like the boys.
We're not going to
Let's be
crowd like the boys. You have to promote yourself a little bit more. You have to do a little bit more to get the people that you want. So fan engagement is important. Like, what are you doing in a community? Okay, maybe you have an NIL deal. Okay, say whoever liked this post, this many fans in a raffle, this is your name in a pie. I'll give you this from my NIL deal. Like, do stuff like that.
Give back.
Don't just not do anything. And you want them to continue to give, you know?
Yeah.
Like, go to appearance without having to get paid.
Without having to get paid.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we'll cover it. We'll definitely, see, what's that?
You can come on Seeing Scarlet
the
anytime
Cap Rock
you want,
tournament or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and for me, like, when I came, going from UTA, a school that's in Dallas, which think at UTA, we're competing in Arlington with the Dallas Cowboys and the Texas Rangers. And then you can go on to the Mavericks, which are technically in Dallas, but still same area.
Yeah.
TCU, all the things, right? NHL, all the stuff. So we didn't have full support, really. Like, even our alumni coming back, like, we weren't really good at that. Like, with Coach Gerlich, she tried to create like an alumni weekend and kind of get involved in that way. But I'll be honest, like, didn't have much show up. When I got here to Tech, I was like, that's the biggest thing. I was like, damn, they really do have great support here, and the NIL aspect of it, and just the community showing up to games. Like, I know the attendance by no means was probably where it was during the Marcia Sharp era,
but
obviously.
What it's been.
Yeah, but it's getting better every year. I think it's for women's basketball. I'm pretty sure we were like third in the conference in attendance. Like, it's pretty damn good still.
I mean, they were like top 10 in the country at some point last year.
Absolutely.
Which is crazy for a team that wasn't like undefeated.
Sure. They really weren't like winning a crazy amount or anything like that, right? So I think from like the Texas Tech aspect, that is amazing. I think one aspect is, you see the comments out there sometimes, and I get from a fan's perspective, you're always going to have your disagreements, or from a fan, like I've, talked crap about the Dallas Mavericks or playing bad or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's just at the end of the day, like Coach Gerlich is changing these kids' lives. Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, yes, you want you're pouring money into this program. You want these kids to win. You want to see your return on the investment. Like, it takes time to build a kingdom, and I think Coach Gerlich can absolutely do that. I have just be behind her. She won y'all a national championship. You know what I'm saying? And she's changing kids' lives. So like, just be positive when things might not be. So,
always. Yeah.
And I get it. I get it from the fans' perspective, but it, like, for full support, like, we would love to have that support as well, where you're not hopping on Twitter and seeing, maybe negative comments or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Let's finish this out with some fan questions that came in that we haven't covered already. We got this one from Instagram. Amri asked, how do you stay mentally and physically tough while playing basketball?
Yeah, I would just say it's figuring out your why. Like, why do you play this sport, right? So for me, my why was always I wanted to play for my teammates. I wanted to be the best teammate I could possibly be every single day. And so that's kind of whenever you're running sprints, you're doing your conditioning tests and you're
You
like,
got yourself asking why.
"Dude, why the hell am I doing this?" And for me, it was always easy because I could just look over and I could see, oh, all my other teammates are doing this shit, so I'm sucking it up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna lay it all on the line for my teammates, right? So I think it's just figuring out your why. So that was for me the biggest thing.
Yeah, I agree with Kat. Your why matters because
Yeah.
if you don't have a why, you're not gonna care.
Yeah. Or
Especially
let your
when-
why, be your
Especially when
boundary
things
setting.
get tough. When
Yeah.
things get
Yeah.
tough, it's going to be real hard to keep going. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. What do you guys stand for? What do you not? We kind of touched on this a little bit, but GMW Music from Instagram asked about what you're looking forward to the most about this upcoming Lady Raider season.
I'm really just looking forward to see who's gonna step up and be a leader.
That's right. Yeah.
To see like how all the pieces are gonna come together, and just see what they can accomplish this season, and see if they're hungry to have a little something in their heart to go out there and make a statement this year.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of like hoping they. I agree with what Bree said. I just kind of hope they take on that underdog
Yeah.
role almost because
Oh yeah.
I love that type
Me
of role.
too.
That's kind of been a role that I've had to do my whole career.
Your whole life. Yeah.
On the teams that I've been on, and so just seeing who will step up and embrace the challenge and kind of lead the team. Like I said, I think maybe they lacked a little bit of leadership last year. So who's going to take on that role, especially now that Bailey and Jazzy are juniors, and it's going to be on them and some other players as well to really step up, embrace that role, and bring the team along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Retweet.
Mhm.
So let's see. Oh, this one's from Amory again. I guess she asked two questions. You kind of answered this, Kat, but for Bree, for both of y'all, was being D1 always the goal, or like when did that become the realization that was going to be a thing?
So I didn't know that I could be like D1 until like 10th grade, but I had like my first offer in 8th grade.
Hey, you did, Bree?
Who was the first offer?
Missouri State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't know how good I really was till like 10th grade. So like for me, I didn't really care. It was just fun.
Yeah.
Started caring and wanting to play was like 10th grade.
See, I was a lot younger. I probably started when I knew I was good was probably when I started playing AAU. But like you don't really know how good you really are, like if you're D1 bound, like that type of good until probably high school era. But like I always knew I was good at basketball, but you don't really think about
college
until like high school.
Yeah,
like, to go do this.
Like it was just fun. Like
you're too busy having fun. Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot more chill for y'all. Now they have like social media, and I don't know. I'm sure that was a thing,
was
sort
a
of
lot
when y'all were coming up, but not as much as now. But.
See, I didn't even I did the AAU stuff early. I started that in like 3rd grade.
Dang.
And I did that through 3rd through about 8th grade, and then I broke my leg my 8th grade year, and I said I'm not doing AAU no more. Like I don't like my experience with it. It's just a lot of in Dallas. You team hop. You team hop, right?
Okay.
So you go to the best team 1 year, you're on this team, then you're on this team, then you're on this team.
Yeah.
And it's very much so ISO me ball, and that's not my game at all.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
At all.
We know, Kat.
I can see how it would be difficult for you to
ain't
be like
you.
in that world.
So I played, like I would guest play in some big AAU tournaments in high school and stuff and like pick up offers there. But like I wasn't really on a team just because I don't like that type of.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, we know. Yeah. Speaking of a great team, we got a Instagram question from Jay Boyd.
Let's go, money man.
I don't even want to ask the question because y'all just already answered it.
Typical Jay Boyd, but there you go.
But Jay Boyd asked, who is the GOAT and why is it Jay Boyd? You know, like, do we even got to talk any more about that? Y'all, I think,
Jay
said
Boyd
that.
is the GOAT.
The GOAT because Jay Boy does everything that you don't think about.
Yeah.
Oh, what an
Behind the
angel.
Behind the scenes.
Angel.
Anytime you call,
He's picking up.
he
No
does
way.
all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
If you called him right now, would he pick up?
Absolutely.
If you get one shot.
They in practice too, so if he picks up,
are they in practice?
They are in practice.
No, he's not going to pick up.
Oh yeah, get an excuse. Yeah. I see.
I bet he would.
If you called him,
we'll let it slide today.
No, okay, yeah. That'll get y'all in trouble. Don't do that. But
no, yeah,
you can tell him. You can ask him and follow up with us. Like,
he does all the things that you don't think that we need, that we do.
That
need.
is so helpful.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I've known Jared since my freshman year at college. That was his first year working for Coach Gerlich as well. And we just built a great relationship. He's really good at building relationships with the girls. And like you said, we probably call that man, complain to that man, and try to get something, ask that man.
I need this, I need that.
Yeah, more than he deserves. But that man always is willing to, I got you, figure it out, get you an answer, and
never
and
know
help
when
you
he's
out.
having a bad day.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
We're a pro Jay Boyd
Big fan.
podcast.
Hell
so
yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, he's great. Let's see. We got one more. I feel like we kind of answered this, but do you have anything else to say? We'll ask it for Cassie. Cassie, big supporter of y'all's team, all women's teams, seeing Scarlet. Cassie Moore asks Bree, how hard was the transition to play overseas? If there's anything else you have to add to that, you kind of covered that, but.
I mean, it was definitely a transition. I was 7 hours ahead, so like right now it's 2, so it's 9 p.m. right now.
Yeah, you're a pro at time zones. I feel like now.
I was like 7 hours ahead. The food is so much better. The orange juice is the best orange juice I've ever had in my life. So, but it was a transition. It really was. But I enjoyed Spain.
Yeah,
That's good. And you're going back somewhere, so.
Yes, I'll be going back somewhere.
Well, I want a food review. I like that.
Right?
Yeah, I like that talk.
Hey, I'm coming to visit.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, let's go.
Take
Let's
a couple days off. Okay,
I'm with it. A couple, Kat. We gonna need
a
some
couple.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
During Christmas, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be there then, baby.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. Maybe Thanksgiving.
I come home on my break.
Thanksgiving.
Seeing Scarlet spring break.
Kat. You got
seeing Scarlet spring break.
She's a track coach. She doesn't really get spring break. Well,
I can do that.
Let's vlog it.
I can do that.
Okay, I'm down. Shoot,
Yeah.
let's do it. Do it live.
Get it.
Wow.
Wherever.
I'm Barbados.
Barbados.
Well, Big Cat, Bree, I don't want to say goodbye, so I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what other questions could we ask? And the truth is, we could hang out with y'all all day, but I know, and I speak for Shelby too, that we love y'all and have enjoyed supporting y'all in any adventure, whatever it is, wherever it is, and y'all's connection with the Lady Raider program. So it's always a special time to get to catch up and see how our things are going. And y'all are doing so good. We're so proud. But yeah, as we wrap this up, do y'all have any last words, anything that you want to say before we say next time?
Yeah.
No, I appreciate y'all's support through everything, especially with the women's program. Like, y'all don't know how much, not only us, but, the coaches and everyone really appreciates y'all, talking about women's sports.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of the first podcast, especially specifically geared towards tech sports that, is primarily about women. Yeah. So we really, really appreciate that. And then, for me, all the fans, who've supported me and, still ask at the games, how you doing and all that stuff. Like, we really, really do appreciate that a lot.
Yes, like, we appreciate y'all. We tell y'all this all the time, but we truly do. We're just shining a light on women's sports. That's why we don't mind coming on anytime y'all ask.
Absolutely.
Just because y'all really push women's basketball in particular, and really helped the game grow here at Texas Tech. And then just to the fans, thank you guys for supporting me.
Yo.
All the DMs, all the messages, all the photos. I appreciate y'all. If you got a jersey from me, I appreciate y'all.
Hey, I know.
Love them.
Mine's in the mail. I'm excited.
Yes, I just appreciate y'all. And yeah, thank y'all so much.
Yeah, Big Cat and Bree have always been a day one of seeing Scarlet, that's for sure. So we a day one of Big Cat and Bree. So
Hey, yeah.
I just realized I
goes
have
both
this
ways.
sitting right here, Big Cat. I don't even know if you know I have this, but your dad
Yeah,
sent
yeah.
this.
Oh,
Hey.
nice. I did. I do remember signing that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I got that in the mail one day. I was like, oh my God, how nice. So
Yeah, it was our little like locker nameplate for Big 12
Yeah,
tournament.
Big 12. Yeah.
Yo, that's high quality right there.
Yeah.
Memorabilia. Dang. Well, yeah, until next time, Big Cat Bree. Love it. Much love. Much love.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. Wreck 'em. See ya.